right, and to begin, taking a moment here to check in and see what's going on with your body, your mind, and your heart. So, first, noticing the touch points of your body on the earth. And then noticing your breath. Can you take deep inhales in through your nose, into your diaphragm, and long, slow exhales out? And as you exhale, letting go. Let go of any tension. Let go of any thoughts that you don't need during our time here together. And as you let go, notice the touch points of your body on the earth maybe start to spread a little bit as your body softens. And as you inhale, perhaps inhaling self-compassion. So during our class today, please remember to listen to your body. Only do what's comfortable for you. If we come into a pose that doesn't feel right, please feel free to come out, come into any kind of resting pose, and then just joining again whenever you're ready. So finding 3 more rounds of breath here. And once you have completed those 3 rounds, making some small movements in your fingers and toes. Perhaps rolling around wrists and ankles. Taking a big stretch here. Okay, so to start, let's bring both feet to the earth. Knees are bent. Okay. And then allowing both arms to reach up towards the sky and bending your elbows so that you're creating kind of like a window here with your arms. So you're grabbing hold of opposite elbows. And then on your exhale, allowing your arms to drop over towards one side. Inhale, arms come back to center, and exhale, arms drop over to the other side. And moving with your own breath, inhaling to center, exhaling over. And see what your head wants to do. Does your head want to follow your arms or go the opposite direction from your arms? And take your time. And perhaps you just check in here and notice where you feel this the most in your shoulders and arms. So let's go one more time in each direction. And then once that's complete for you, allowing your arms to come down by your sides. So feet are hip distance apart and as close to your sits bones as you can comfortably get them. And we'll come into a bit of a moving bridge here. So pushing your feet into the earth, lift your hips, squeeze your inner thighs, squeeze your glutes, and then exhale, slowly lower one vertebrae at a time. And just continue moving here with your own breath. Inhale to lift and exhale to lower. And if you wish, bringing your arms into this movement as you lift your hips, arms reach up and back behind you. And as you lower your hips, arms come back down by your sides. So finding one more round here of this movement. And then once that's complete for you, feet come mat distance apart, windshield wipering your knees from side to side. Okay, let's walk the feet back towards each other. And then we're going to find that window shape in our arms again. But this time, whatever you do automatically, see if you can switch the cross of your arms. So whichever arm is in front becomes the one that's behind. And then same thing as before, exhale, arms drop to one side, and inhale, arms to center. Head goes wherever it is guided to go to. Notice the sensations you feel now on this side, in your shoulders and your arms, maybe in your back. Okay, let's go one more time in each direction. And then allowing your arms to come back down by your sides once again. So let's bring the right ankle over the left thigh, activating the right foot as you place the ankle there. And it's up to you. You can stay here with your legs crossed, maybe taking your right hand and pushing the right thigh away for a little bit more of a stretch. Or if it's in your body, drawing your legs closer to your chest and grabbing a hold of your left leg somewhere. Maybe it's behind the thigh, around the shin. Keep the right foot active here. Taking deep inhales and long, slow exhales, and notice where you're holding tension. Can you soften and release any tension you feel, especially in your forehead, in your jaw, in your shoulders? Taking deep inhales, inhaling self-compassion, and long, slow exhales, releasing anything that you don't need. Finding one more round of breath and then releasing your left foot to the earth and keeping the cross here in your legs. Okay, so from here, you're going to allow your legs to drop over towards the left side. So where your legs will go will kind of depend on what's going on in your body. So perhaps your right foot comes to the earth. If it doesn't matter. Find a variation of a twist here. Maybe that feels good for you and your body. If you're able to bring your right foot to the earth, and if you have a little bit more space in your body, perhaps the left hand reaches towards that right ankle to pull the foot a little bit closer to your waist. And softening your shoulders. Softening your hips. And finding your breath. Know that you can come out of this pose if you need to, or perhaps you find a different variation of a twist that feels good for you in your body. Maybe you look over towards the right side. And as you breathe here, I invite you to imagine that you're standing at the water's edge. As you inhale, the water rolls up over your feet. And as you exhale, the water rolls back out. Maybe you feel sand or pebbles under your feet. Perhaps you feel a slight breeze on your skin and the warmth of the sun. So finding one more round of breath here. And then gently coming back over onto your back, placing both feet on the earth, repositioning your back flat on the earth. And then allowing the left ankle to cross over the right thigh, activating your left foot. Perhaps the left hand pushes away the left thigh, or maybe you draw the legs closer, grabbing a hold of the right leg somewhere. Where can you soften into this pose? And are you able to slow down your breath just a little bit more? Inhaling self-compassion and maybe self-love, and exhaling anything that is standing in your way. Finding one more round of breath. And then gently releasing your right foot to the earth, keeping the cross in your legs. Allowing your legs to drop over towards the right side. Again, if you wish, maybe you come into a twist on instead. Perhaps you cross the knees or stack the knees, keeping both shoulders on the earth. If that left foot is on the floor, perhaps grabbing the ankle to pull the foot a little closer to your waist. And perhaps looking over towards the left side. Perhaps returning to that image of the water, the wave washing up over your feet. And then gently rolling back out. As you feel the water washing over you, perhaps you imagine that the water comes and pulls out anything that you don't need. Any kind of dis-ease, distress. Allow the water to wash over you and pull out anything that's unwanted. Finding one more round of breath and allowing your legs to come back to center. Uncrossing your legs and placing your back flat on the earth once again. From here, let's come over onto the right side. So you're going to be laying on your side with the right arm out, coming out from your shoulder, coming out straight. Right side of your head comes to the earth, and bend in your knees here. So this left hand is going to come on top of the right hand. And then the way it's going to look here is as you exhale, allow your hand to slide off the top hand, excuse me, to slide off the bottom hand, reach away as far as you feel comfortable. Forehead can always roll onto the earth if that feels good. And then slowly roll back over, allowing that top arm to slide across the bottom arm. Maybe you come only part of the way, or maybe you come all the way back, allowing that left arm to reach behind you. And moving at your own pace here. Again, this top arm is going to come onto the bottom arm, reach away, roll away. And then making your way back, moving at your own pace, going as far as you feel comfortable. The shape can look however you want it to. Okay, so finishing wherever you are in this round. Okay, so we'll leave the left hand on top of the right for a moment. Just take a couple of breaths here. And then whenever you're ready, we're going to find some movement here with this left arm. It's a little different this time, allowing the left arm to reach up and over your head. You're going to create kind of like a circle here. So you go back as far as you want. Maybe the arm just comes up over your body and then comes back down towards the earth. Making circles here with this top arm. Perhaps you come all the way back onto your back body, making a circle. Might depend on your space as well. Perhaps instead, if you want, you can make half circles if space is an issue here for you. And maybe you try going in the opposite direction. Notice how that feels in your arm. So one more circle here. And then allowing your left hand to come on top of your right. And in your own time, slowly rolling over to the other side. Left arm comes out long, right hand comes over top. So same thing as before, allowing that top hand to slide off the bottom hand. Maybe you reach long, maybe you come to your forehead. And then slowly making your way back. Top hand slides across the bottom arm. Come as far as you feel comfortable. And just moving nice and slow. So let's find one more here. And then once that's complete for you, taking a few rounds of breath with your right hand on top of the left. And whenever you're ready, finding those circles with the right arm. So whichever direction feels good for you, maybe you come up over your head, allow the arm to slide down along the earth behind you. Maybe you just come halfway. See if you can touch the earth with the right hand. You may not, that's okay. Maybe you try going in the opposite direction. See how that feels in your body. It might feel weird. Okay, let's find one more circle here. And allowing your hand to come back. Right hand on the left, take a couple of breaths. And then slowly rolling back over onto your back body. All right, we're gonna find a happy baby here. So feet come up towards the sky, knees are bent. See if you can bring your knees out towards the sides. And then grabbing a hold of either the backs of the thighs, maybe somewhere on the lower leg. Maybe you find the feet or your big toes. Softening your shoulders here and find any movements that feels good for you. Maybe you rock or you extend one leg and then the other. Softening your shoulders. Can you soften your hips? Okay, so perhaps finding a half happy baby here. So keep a hold of the right side. The left foot comes to the earth. Maybe the knee is bent of the left foot. Or if it's in your body, extending the left leg long. Inhaling, allowing the water once again to wash over your feet. And exhaling, allowing the water to roll back out. Allowing the water to take away any discomfort, any tension, or any stress. Let's find one more round of breath. And then coming back to your full happy baby. And then making your way to half happy baby on the other side. Right foot comes to the earth, either with a bent knee or leg is long. And softening here. Finding one more round of breath. Going back into your happy baby pose. And then gently releasing your feet to the earth. Rolling over to one side, whichever side is calling for you. And then slowly making your way up to seated. So from seated, we're going to come right over into a tabletop pose. So wrists are underneath your shoulders, knees are underneath your hips. And note, if you need to, you can always use a blanket to place underneath your knees for a little bit of padding. And we're going to find some movement here. So any movement that feels good for you. Perhaps it's C-shape. Maybe it's cat-cow. Maybe you come in and out of child's pose. What is your body asking for? All right, so let's come back to tabletop and we'll come into puppy pose. So in your puppy pose, trying to keep your hips over top of your knees and then walking your arms out long. If you have a block and you wish, you can place it underneath your forehead, or maybe a folded blanket, or maybe forehead comes all the way to the earth. Melting your heart down towards the earth. Taking deep inhales and long, slow exhales. So water is fluid. It brings clarity, ease, movement, and adaptability. We can let water be our teacher and observe how it flows, adapts, and finds its way around twists and turns. Water changes as it needs and also supports life. Could water teach us to let go of the things that are currently blocking us from flowing and moving freely through life? Finding one more round of breath here. And then slowly walking your hands back underneath your shoulders. And finding any movements that your body's asking for. All right, coming back to tabletop. And then let's shift our weight forward. So walking the hands forward a little bit, coming onto the knees, tuck the elbows in, and then lowering down onto the front body. We're going to find a variation here of a baby cobra. So I invite you to bring your arms out to the side and tent your fingers to the earth. Shoulders are going to roll back and down your spine. Tops of your feet push into the earth, and then gently lift your heart. Push your fingers into the earth. See if you can bring your elbows over top of your wrists. They may not make it there, it doesn't matter. Just notice what you feel here in your arms, in your chest, in your shoulders. And then gently lower down towards the earth. We'll come into crocodile pose, allowing both hands to come underneath your forehead. Feet come wide on the mat, toes face out. And see if you can soften here. Releasing any tension. And allowing your body to sink down into the earth. And while you are here, I'd like to share a quote with you. Water is fluid, soft and yielding. But water will wear away rock, which is rigid and cannot yield. As a rule, whatever is fluid, soft, and yielding will overcome whatever is rigid and hard. Finding 2 more rounds of breath. And then gently bringing your feet back towards about hip distance apart. And we're going to come into what's called a shoulder pigeon. So I invite you here to bring your right arm out towards the side. So depending on space, maybe it comes out in a T shape, arm comes straight out from the shoulder, excuse me, or maybe you're in cactus arm here. And I want you to come just as far as you feel comfortable. So just a gentle stretch. Otherwise, you will really feel it tomorrow. So we're going to turn our heads towards the left side. And then you're going to slowly start rolling over onto your right side. So first, maybe just bringing that left knee in. Knee is on the earth, so you're slightly on your right hip. Left hand is on the earth to support you, maybe under your shoulder. And then you go as far as you feel comfortable. So maybe you stay here, or maybe that left foot comes to the earth, the knee points up towards the sky. Or perhaps you step that left foot back behind the right leg. Keeping your head on the earth and soften here into this pose. Can you bring softness, fluidity, clarity into this moment? Perhaps it's just in your breath. And whenever you feel ready, very slowly rolling back over onto your front body. And then we're going to make our way over to the other side. So left arm comes out to the side, either straight out or in cactus shape. And then bringing the right knee to the earth. And slowly rolling over as far as you feel comfortable to on this side. Taking deep inhales and long, slow exhales. Can water teach you how to flow and adapt? Perhaps there is something happening in your life right now that water can be your teacher, can show you what you need to do. Finding one more round of breath. And then slowly unrolling, coming to your front body once again. Let's find crocodile pose one more time. Hands underneath your forehead, feet out wide, toes point out wide. Finding one more round of breath. And slowly making your way out of this pose, and let's come back into our tabletop pose. I'm going to find a bit of a twist here. So from here, allowing your right arm to come out towards the side, scooping the right arm under, allowing the right shoulder and side of your head to come to the earth. Notice if it feels like your shoulder is up by your ear, see if you can send it down a little bit more toward your knees. And then find any variation of this pose that feels right for you. Maybe you stay here, or perhaps you extend the left left arm towards the front of your mat. Maybe left leg comes out to the side. And soften here into this pose. Maybe you have another variation that feels good for you. Finding whatever your body is asking for on this side. And then soften. Finding one more round of breath. And then left hand comes underneath the left shoulder, left knee to the earth. Push into the left hand to help you unwind. We'll come over to the other side. Left arm out towards the side, scooping the left arm under and coming down. Send the left shoulder towards the knees. Find the variation on this side that feels right. Perhaps it's different from the last side. Totally okay. And then see if you can soften. Softening in your jaw, in your shoulders. Allow the upper body to kind of sink and settle. Finding one more round of breath. And then allowing the right hand to come under the right shoulder, right knee to the earth. Push into your right hand to unravel. Okay, last time, find any movements that feels good for you here. All right, and then let's make our way down onto the earth. So Shavasana or any other final resting pose that feels good for you. Maybe you'd rather be on your side or on your front body, lying in any comfortable position. If you have blankets or pillows or blocks, maybe placing them under your knees or thighs to provide a little bit of support for your low back. And once you find your way down to the earth, returning once again to those touch points of your body on the earth. Notice where they touch. Noticing your breath. Taking deep inhales and long, slow exhales. And with every exhale, softening. Allowing your body to sink and settle into the earth. Releasing any tension you feel in your forehead, your jaw, your shoulders, and your hips. And perhaps noticing those touch points on the earth start to spread as your body relaxes. Releasing any thoughts that you don't need right now. And staying connected to your breath. And while you are here, I have a poem I would like to share with you. It's called Waves by Nikki Banis. When tough times come your way, you really only have two options. You can either fight the waves or you can ride them. You can spend all your energy wishing things were different and wishing that situations and people would change. You can spend your precious time fighting against reality and all that is. Or you can let go and ride the waves. You can soften. You can accept that life brings waves, and some waves will be undoubtedly wonderful, but others will be incredibly tough. My lovely friend, I hope you learn to ride your waves. And gently bringing your awareness back into the room. Perhaps finding some small movements in your body. Maybe those small movements become bigger movements. And then I invite you to take a moment here to thank yourself for carving out this time to take care of your body, your mind, and your heart. And whenever you're ready, rolling over to one side, whichever side is calling for you. And then gently making your way up to seated. And once you get there, lowering or closing your eyes. Again, inhaling self-compassion, self-love, and exhaling anything that is standing in your way. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. That light is a place of peace, love, kindness, and compassion. When you are in that place in you, and I am in that place in me, there is no difference and no distance between us. Together we are the same. We are one. Thank you for joining me today. Have a beautiful evening.